Hey everyone, it is Anna Runyon. I am excited. I am here with one of our soon to be certified career coaches who is graduating next month with our cohort. And I'm excited for you all to meet her. I've known her many years. So, welcome, Katerina. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
I know. I'm excited to introduce you to everyone who doesn't already know you. They should go follow you for sure. So, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your background, kind of where you were, at the start of your coaching journey when you joined us 6 months ago when you joined us in certification. Tell us kind of where you were at and kind of your background for coaching.
Yeah, so I got my first coaching certification, I think it was like 7 years ago. And that's when I found you. After that, frantic of how do I start a coaching business? How do I start a business? What do I need to know about business? And I really tried to go full time at coaching for years. I was a nonprofit fundraiser. But I think in so many ways, I wasn't ready to go full time with coaching. I had a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of hangups, overwhelmed, trying to do all the things, trying to make it work, throwing spaghetti at the walls and being in way too many places at once, trying to kind of quote, get those clients. And then I think I just hit a point last year where I'm like, okay, I'm really ready. I'm ready to do this full time. And I remember, I know I've told you the story, but I remember back in 2017, you talking about starting a career coach certification program while we were at Tribe Live. And then you did it. And then I knew I needed to be a part of it. And yeah,
Many years later.
many years later, but you did it. That's all that matters.
You did it.
And yeah, I knew I was ready. And I think at that point, I think what happened was I was really wanted to be a coach in the beginning. And I got so lost in the entrepreneurial side and the business side that I lost my connection, deep like love for the actual coaching process. So I was so glad to join Classy Career Girls career certification program because I got to reconnect and have a refresher and really like hone my skills as a coach. And I love that I get to now put that before the business side.
Yes. Because you and I have been in this online world for many years. You mentioned 2017, 2016. So that's one of the things too, when we first talked too, it's like if there's so much overwhelm in the online space as well too. So tell me more kind of about like some of the problems you were having when it came to going full time and making this your full time thing.
I think for me, it was wanting it so badly and getting caught up in looking at everybody else and being like, okay, she has a membership and she has a course and she has a one-on-one program. And then hearing people going, you can't scale with a one-on-one program, or you can't do this with a membership. You can't make enough money. And it's going to be hard. And all the things. So I kept dabbling, and then people were like, you're never going to be able to do it. And then pivot and then pivot and then pivot. And it's a lot of work. I was also trying to be on every single platform. I had a blog, I used Pinterest, I was at Instagram, I had a Facebook group, I had an email list, I had Facebook posts and Instagram stories, and I was trying to do it all. And I think I spent 90% of everything just in business marketing and less in actually selling and actually working with clients. And I needed to learn my own voice. I needed to trust my own intuition. I needed to find my way, but I really needed to do the mindset work and the confidence work to be able to decide, no, I want to do it this way. This is the way it gets to look for me. And being able to like kind of weed out all the other stuff, or, put the filters on and the mute button. Yeah. So I'm not listening to everybody. And I think that made me lose my way because I think a lot of marketing played into my fears, my doubts. And I just, yes, I want that. Yes, I want that. I'm desperate. And I needed to learn to have my own confidence and make my own choices and trust that it would work when I chose my way.
Yes. And I've really seen such a transformation in you over the last 6 months too. Like, cause I felt like there was a lot of doubt and that fear because you had to put the blinders on and be you and be the coach that we all need you to be, because now you get to help so many and serve so many other people. Can you talk about did you have any doubts at that point, right when you made that commitment?
I think you and I talked last October. I was going to join that cohort and I wasn't yet ready. And I think that was one of the best moves for me because I knew I wanted to commit, but I also knew I needed to get to a point where I could commit fully and I wanted to be kind of like free. And so I did a lot of work those 6 months. And then when you launched again, I was ready. I was ready to jump in. I mean, I still had a lot of doubts. I mean, I think one of the big ones was I love one-on-one coaching so much, but I had heard so much from the online world about you can't possibly scale and you can't possibly whatever. And I had to work and I worked through that. You know, you gave me the confidence to build a 3-month and a 6-month program and be confident in it and be confident that I could find the perfect clients that needed to be in that space. So yeah.
Yeah. What was the first step that you did when you joined us?
Oh my gosh. It was only 6 months ago. It feels like forever.
You've done so much. I know you've done so much. You're always updating us on all the things you're improving and reworking.
Yes. I think, you know what, I've created a lot of stuff. You and I talked about this. I have a lot of master classes out there. I have a lot of things I've created over 7 years. But the first thing you and I worked on was using my planner to create a master class, a workshop, and teaching how to plan along with the mindset stuff. And that was the first time I had done something so organized and formal. I mean, I've done master classes, but I think that was also the first time that you helped me figure out, like, I'd put stuff out there and I never do anything with it after because I was like, I don't think it's good enough to sell afterwards. And this was the first time I was like, okay, no, I've done the work. I really believe in what I created. And now it's out there and people buy it. And that feels really good.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you came with a lot of, I should do this instead of like, what do you want to do? You know, like what is your purpose and what like fuels you? And I feel like we got that out of you over the last 6 months.
Yeah, I think it's always been there. And I think it's always been like, but I think like everything's been like, I'll do this, but I really want to do this, but I really want to do this. And I think because of that, I was able to clean up a lot of my business. Like I don't focus on a lot of things that I used to focus on. And I'm so focused on like my channels, my Instagram stories, my email list is like the most fun I've ever had. And really talking about my one-on-one coaching that more and more often.
Yeah. And I can't wait to talk about all your wins and everything as well too, because I've been watching your Instagram stories too. And it's just like everything I feel like is coming together. Where do you think you would be if you hadn't joined 6 months ago? Where do you think you'd be right now?
I'd still be swimming. I honestly think I just would still be swimming out there trying to find my, the confidence to be like, no, I want to do it this way. Or even just, I feel more organized. I feel like everything in my business has gotten so simple where before it was again, spaghetti against the walls. I kept what stuck, but it didn't all feel right, or wasn't really aligned to my vision. So I think I would still be like flailing a little bit.
Yeah. And most recently we've dove into your onboarding as a coach as well too. That's been interesting to do with you.
Yeah, because I don't think I ever focused on it. I was just like happy to get clients that I didn't really think about structure. And now I'm like, oh, it's easy. Somebody signs on, I send them this, they fill out all this, they do this, it's all done, which makes it, I think, mindset wise, because it was so messy and so cumbersome before, it was kind of a dread to take, even as, I know I want to work with clients, the idea of them like going through my convoluted payment system and my onboarding system, like it just drained me to even get past that part. So I think there was a little bit of like a block there of getting clients because I was afraid that I'd have to onboard them.
Yeah, that's a mindset block, I think. And a money block, right?
Yes. Yeah. Now it's funny. I had my first, I think I had a 3-month client years ago, but most of my clients since then have all been 1 month, 2 weeks to 1 month clients, short term. And so I finally am working with a client in my 3-month program, and it feels so, today was our first call, and it feels so amazing. Love it.
I love that. I love that. Yes, longer term, because you can make more an impact as well too. You guys get to go further together as well. So I love that you've extended that to 90 days. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I have the structure. I'm about to send her the spreadsheet, the workbook for her, the monthly tracking that you have in the certification program. I'm like, yay, something organized. Because again, my coaching calls have just been coaching calls, but now I have the workbook and everything to help them stay organized and create their plan for 90 days.
Hey. And tell everyone your specialization too, because I know that's something you've been working on, getting clarity and focus.
It is. So I focus on mindset and confidence for female entrepreneurs. I do business coaching. I lead with mindset and confidence because that is where my passion is. But I do business coaching. I do productivity coaching as well.
Yes. And it all comes together. So tell us about some of the wins. I want to hear about the Instagram.
Yeah, I've been showing up almost every day on Instagram stories, getting a lot more like DMs, engagement, clicks to links. And I think that was a big win because I have my groove now. Understand my messaging. I understand how to talk to my ideal clients now. Got my first client through the DMs for Instagram, which
Yes.
was nice. Had a few people sign up for one of my workshops, which was fun. Just got featured in an article that I just actually promoted on my Instagram stories today. So that was fun. My new website is up. So lots of fun stuff.
And podcast, right?
Oh, yep. I got myself out of hiatus and my podcast is back. And it has more downloads than than any other episode. So that's kind of fun.
And you can tell your confidence really all comes through too. And you're so much more passionate about your website and podcast. Like when I watch your stories, like it comes through, right? That confidence you now have comes through. It makes you want to look at your website. It makes you want to look at your podcast, right? Because you're so excited about it now.
Yeah, yeah. And it feels different. Where before I questioned everything I put out there was like, is it I think I always judged everything I put out there by what I was going to get back, as opposed to just going out there and sharing and helping people every single day. And that mindset shift that you drill into us in the certification program of helping one person every day, honestly, that one took the stress off of trying to control the outcome, but also it let me focus on nurturing who's already in my audience and who's already watching and building stronger relationships with them. And that just feels good. It feels like sustainable as opposed to constantly waiting for an outcome. And then you don't get the next client, or you don't get a DM, or you don't get a like or a comment. It just keeps you defeated. And then it's harder to show up the next time.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And you at the beginning were worried you didn't have a big enough audience. What would you tell someone who also has that worry now?
Well,
mindset wise.
I think it's funny because the client I'm working with now, she came from nowhere to have to do with my marketing. She came from another connection from somebody else who she then followed me. And I think it's just been a realization that you never know where your people are going to come from. You don't know who's watching. You don't know when somebody's going to be ready. I mean, there are people that are DMing me on Instagram stories that have been following me for a while, but I didn't know they were following me for a while. They didn't know that they were watching. And I can't obviously help 1,300 people if they want coaching. So yeah, I've really switched my mindset around numbers meaning anything.
And just serving people.
Yeah. I mean, if I was worried about that, the client that just signed up, like, she's not on my email list. She follows me on Instagram only because, she learned about me from somewhere else. But like, if I only focused on my email list, like and I waited for them to just come there, she came from somewhere totally different. So being able to just be open and sharing my knowledge and letting it be out there, kind of be open to wherever people want to come from.
Yeah. So where can people find you online?
Yeah. So on Instagram, at Katerina.Kormas. And then my podcast is The Fearless Female Entrepreneur. And then my website is KaterinaKormas.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the chat right now so everyone can go look at you, and definitely follow you on Instagram too. I use you as an example of your Instagram stories of just being authentic and like building trust and relationship with people, and just like I say, I know what your backyard looks like. I know what your pet looks like because you share your personal life and you're authentic. Just build trust and relationship, and that goes so far when it comes to then someone wanting to work with you or getting on a discovery call, a sales call with you, and they already know, like, and trust you. So yeah. I think you're definitely on track with that.
I feel like all my clients would be my friends.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's how it should be, because then it's fun to do this work. So what would be your final words of wisdom? What would be your final words of wisdom for maybe a coach who's out there who's kind of struggling with building that audience and struggling with mindset? What would you tell them?
I would tell them to really think about and reflect on what makes them perfect for what they're out there doing. So what makes them special, and really learning how to honor their own gifts and talents and trusting it, getting to know themselves and their skills and their gifts, and honoring their whole journey that's brought them here and all their knowledge, and to just go out there and share. There's somebody out there waiting. I often think of it as like, we have a unique personality, unique gifts, unique talents that are going to connect to somebody, and somebody's out there needing you right now. And the only way to connect to them is to get out there and share your knowledge. Don't worry about the outcome, because somebody that needs it's going to watch it and they're going to connect to you. So your job is just to go out there and just trust yourself, believe in yourself, really, really do the work to, like, I tell people, get out the journal and every single day write down why you're qualified, not why you're not qualified, not why somebody else is more qualified than you, but why are you qualified? Look at your own story and your own transformation, because you're the story that they're looking for, and just start to share your story, share stories of people that you've helped, just share your knowledge. And then it gets easier as you go.
Yes. Putting on those blinders and trusting yourself. I love that.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Katerina. Congratulations. I'm excited to watch your business soar after you continue on your journey as a coach. So thanks so much for being here and sharing with us today. If you are interested in joining our next cohort, we do have applications open right now for our next cohort of career coaches at Classy Career Girl. You can go to www.classycareergirl.com/certification to apply and learn more and join our incredible community of coaches, just like Katerina. Thanks, Katerina. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.